All right, the best school districts in Windsor, Ontario. I'm going to show you the best of the best, and I'm going to show you where you need to live to be in the school district and how much those houses cost. Because Windsor is not like everywhere else. Like, there's a lot of cities in Ontario, southwestern Ontario, where to get in the best school district, you got to spend top dollar, like $1 million or more to get in the best school district in the city. It's not like that in the Windsor area. I mean, most of these you can get into for $450, $500. So I'm using the Fraser Institute to find this information. So it's a nonprofit organization that ranks schools based on province-wide testing. So you might remember in grade 3 and grade 6 in Ontario, we had to do those province-wide, the EQAO testing. Everyone in Ontario had to do it. They were using those test scores to rank all these schools based on how their students are doing. Okay, so pretty accurate, I would say. Let's go. Okay, number 5, it is the top 5. We have Sandwich West. This might be confusing to some of you because I have a lot of videos where I tell you Sandwich is a bad place to live. This school is not in Sandwich Town, okay? The word sandwich dates back to like the 1700s and it referred to like a giant county all the way up to like Chatham. Okay, that's not what Sandwich is today. Sandwich West is located right here in LaSalle. And by now, if you've watched a lot of my videos, you know LaSalle is one of the best places to live in the entire county. It's technically an independent city, but it's located just southwest of Windsor, but it just kind of acts as a suburb of Windsor. There are lifers in LaSalle. Like, there are very, very proud LaSallians who would never consider living anywhere else. They love that place, okay? This school was ranked 175th best in Ontario. That might not sound good, but remember, there's 3,021 schools ranked on this list, and we were number 175 here at Sandwich West. That's good for 8.5 out of 10, which means the students there are in the 85th percentile in Ontario. That's really good, okay? So here are the school boundaries, okay? So they do have French immersion or they have English. So the French immersion covers all of this, so most of LaSalle. And then if you just want the traditional English education, you gotta live in this part of LaSalle. So right off Todd Lane, down to like Normandy and just below this area, and then over here from Malden to Matchett, this area right here. So for this school district, I wanted to start off on Lombardy Street here in LaSalle, because it's a beautiful street. You get a wide range of house prices and sizes here. So for most of the 2-stories, you're between 2,500 square feet and like 3,500, like some of these bigger ones you see behind me here. And you're gonna run on the low end right now in this market, maybe 900 for some of the smaller ones, and 1.3 for some of the bigger ones. These are all built in the late 90s. So I really like the layout. Like, instead of the uber open concept houses we have now where your main floor is just one giant room, these actually do have like separate formal dining room and living room and a den and an eat-in kitchen and all that stuff. So pretty nice. This area, so Lombardy and Brooklyn Ave and all kind of down in this around Normandy, is a pretty prestigious area of LaSalle that if you can afford to get into, I would really recommend it. However, I will show you some cheaper stuff. Let's go. Okay, so this is Canada Street, so literally just around the corner from where we just were, and they're a lot cheaper over here. So what you're gonna find on this street is a lot of these side splits. So you'll see with the house I'm about to walk by, on the main, it looks like it's one floor, but then it splits off into another section. So it's kind of like a bi-level, and it adds a lot more space into the house for a cheaper price. So in this area, depending on the size and the finishes, you're gonna go between $550 and $750 for a house, which is a lot cheaper than over on Lombardy and Brooklyn, where we just were, where they're giant 2-stories that are kind of executive homes. But this is a really good area, really good school district, and it's a great way to get into this school district at a lower price. By the way, my name is Ryan. I'm a real estate agent in this area, and people call me constantly from YouTube looking to move to LaSalle or Windsor or wherever. If you want to reach out as well, that's my phone number right there. Shoot me a text first, and then we can take it from there. Next up is St. Andre French Immersion. So this is a Catholic board school located right here in Tecumseh, Ontario, which acts again as a suburb of Windsor. In fact, a lot of their school boundaries is in Windsor. It's massive. Here's the thing. Catholic boards always have massive school boundaries. They pull from large areas. So you're going all the way from Riverside in Windsor all the way out to like pretty much Belle River out here into Lakeshore. So it's a very large area. You can get homes in this area for $4 million, and you can get homes in this area for $400,000. There's a little bit of everything. So I'm not actually gonna go walk the streets of this one because it's everywhere. However, I did wanna show you this street right behind the school. I think it's really cool. It's called Edgewater. And what I love about this street is, first of all, it has something that's so rare in Ontario, which is giant lots. The lot that these homes are built on are like 200 feet deep, and they're like 60 feet wide. It was originally built with like little bungalow ranch homes, but a lot of people have torn those down and then built bigger homes. So what you get is this cool mix where you can find an out-of-date small ranch, you can find a renovated small ranch, you can find a giant house that was built after they knocked down a couple homes, or anything in between. So you could spend 500, or you could spend a couple million and be on the same street. But anyway, as for the actual school right here, it's a pretty big school. They've got some nice facilities, like you see tennis courts out the back here. And in terms of performance, they have an 8.7 rating out of 10 from the Fraser Institute. So again, they're in the 87th percentile. They beat out 87% of schools in Ontario in terms of how they did on province-wide testing. Okay, number 3 best school in all of the Windsor area is St. Rose Catholic School. So this is located in Riverside. Now this might be confusing if you don't know the area, because there's this street called Riverside that goes along the side of the river. There's also a neighborhood called Riverside. So you don't have to live on Riverside in a big house backing onto water, but you need to live in the Riverside area to be a part of the school district. So this is the actual boundaries of the school. They pull from a little bit larger than the Riverside neighborhood, but it goes from Lausanne to Walker Road, and then it goes from the train tracks to the river, pretty much. This school is a teensy bit better than the last one with an 8.9 rating out of 10 from the Fraser Institute. So we're inching up into the 90th percentile. These are very good schools. So right now I'm on Parkview, which is probably a pretty good street to show you what the average home in this school district looks like. So you get brick bungalows here behind me. Built 1960s is what most of them are going to be. 3 bedrooms on the main floor, and then another one usually in the basement, and then 2 full washrooms are in these homes. On the low end, so if they need some work, if they don't have great curb appeal, if it needs some updating, they're selling like $450. And then I've seen on the higher end right now in this market getting to high 500s, close to 600, and that's if they got a garage in the back. That's if they, it's completely renovated, it's a beautiful house, it's great curb appeal. So that's kind of the range, but I'd say the average is probably right now around $500,000 to be in a house like this in this school district. For the price range, it's considered a pretty good area to live. You're close to everything. I mean, within 3 to 5 minute drive, you've got Home Depot, Walmart, Winners, Mark's Work Warehouse, HomeSense, all that. There's 5 grocery stores around the corner, and they're building a new bus terminal around the corner, as well as a new Asian grocery store. So a lot going on in this neck of the woods. All right, and the silver medal in terms of best schools in all of the Windsor area, number 2 goes to St. Joseph. These Catholic schools are killing it. It's Saint this, Saint that, all on the top of the list, and this is no different. Now this is mostly like a rural school. Like this, let me show you. These are the boundaries for the school. Most of this is farms and county roads, and you get a little bit of a mix of everything. And then right in River Canard over here, which is where the school is located, you get like a little tiny subdivision of homes. And then also right here in LaSalle, there's like a couple streets that get categorized into this school district. But I can tell you this is a very good school. It's ranked number 77 out of 3,021 schools in Ontario, and it has a 9.1 rating from the Fraser Institute. So we've cracked the 90 now. We're doing really well here. So I was just sitting here editing, and I just realized I completely ignored the town of Amherstburg, which is entirely in this school district. Okay? Also, keep in mind, so this right here, this is the French immersion program, and then this here, this is the district for their English program. If I had my choice of where to live to be in this school district, I might actually pick River Canard. It's really cool because it's this little tiny little town that's located between Amherstburg and LaSalle. It's very quaint, unbelievably safe. And they have some really nice homes in here. I mean, these are some drone shots I took just from the area. And they're beautiful homes, and they're really well maintained. There's a park, there's a church, there's a school, all walking distance away. Are you ready for number one? The best school district in all of the Windsor area, the whole county, is Bellewood Public School. Yeah, the Catholic board was doing really well there for a while, but number one goes to a public board school, Bellewood. But here's the thing, it's a French immersion school. So there's been a lot of French immersions on this list as well. They do very well. Bellewood is located right here, so this is in South Windsor. And like most French immersions as well, they have a very large boundary that they pull from just because there's not that many kids going to French immersion, so they can pull from a larger area. So again, you get a wide range here. You can get small little bungalows, or you can get like very nice big homes right across the street. They're very beautiful. I mean, I think they were built in the 80s and 90s, so they're a bit dated now, but wonderful nonetheless. Now, just a heads up, so Walker Gates and all this area right here, they only will take grades 7 and 8 from this area, but for the rest of all this is their school boundary. This school is the 48th best school in all of Ontario, which is good for a 9.4 out of 10 rating for the Fraser Institute. Absolutely excellent. So this is what houses look like in the best school district in our county. Now let me ask you, do they look familiar? They look very similar to the houses we were looking at earlier in Riverside. They're brick bungalows. They're about 1,000 square feet. They got 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom on the main floor, and then another bedroom and bathroom in the basement. It's very similar. If you want bigger, this is a big school district, and you can find like large 2 stories, like near the golf course. They're very nice. And of course, there's side splits and bi-levels you can get as well. And the more house you buy, the bigger, like the more it's going to be. But typically, these are selling between $500,000 and $600,000 right now in this market. It really sells just ever so slightly more than the homes in the Riverside area as well. But if you're looking for a French immersion school, and this is your budget, this is a great option for you in Windsor. I hope you found this helpful. If you are looking to move down to the Windsor area and you need some help with that move, that is what I do for a living. I help people purchase homes in the Windsor area. You can feel free to reach out. That's my phone number right there on the screen. Give me a call, let me know your goals, and we'll see how I can help you reach them.